Hello and welcome to another past paper session. This is October-November 2023. Variant is also 2-3, so you might see confusing numbers there. But that's the paper. Let's begin. It says Tara goes on a journey by train. The train leaves at 6:48. The journey takes 12 hours and 35 minutes. Find the time when Tara arrives. Okay, so let's add 12 hours first. That gives me 18:48. Let's add the minutes together. So plus 35. So 48 plus 35 gives me what? 48 plus 35 gives me 83. So it can't be 1883. So I'm going to subtract 60 and add 1 here and say that this is 1923. Should just leave some space and then write 23 just to indicate that this is a time in the 24-hour clock. Just opening up the marking scheme for this. Okay, so then from this list, write down a cube number. So a cube number are perfect cubes. So 64 is the cube of 4. So 64 is a cube number. A prime number, numbers that have only two factors, one and the number itself. Even numbers are not prime numbers except 2. I can obviously see that these 2 cannot be prime numbers. These 3 cannot be prime numbers. Regarding 63, it's divisible by 3. 69 is also divisible by 3. So 61 should be the prime number that I'm looking for. The stem and leaf diagram shows the heights in centimeters of some plants. Find the median height. So 10/4 means 10.4. So median is half of n plus 1th. So how many observations do I have? 2, 4, 4, and 3. So I have 13 observations, 13 plus 1th. So that's the 7th observation that I'm looking for. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 12.2. Okay, 12.2. Forget the mean height. So I will have to add all of them. 10.4 plus 10.8 plus 11.1 plus 11.3 plus 11.4 plus 11.6 plus 12.2, 12.3, 12.6, 12.9, 13.2, 13.6, and 13.9 divided by 13. So it's a long calculation. Let's first try to do this in an intelligent way. 11, 10 times 2 plus 11 times 4 plus 12 times 2, 12 times 4 plus 13 times 3. Okay, then I'm going to add the decimals separately. 0 0.4, 0 0.8, 0 0.1, 0 0.3, 0 0.4, 0 0.6, 0 0.2, 0 0.3, 0 0.6, 0 0.9, 0.2, 0.6, 0.9. I get 157.3 divided by 13. I hope there's nothing wrong with this calculation. Yeah, that's fine. I get 12.1. Make sure that you calculate carefully. People invest 750 in a savings account for 5 years. Account pays simple interest at a rate of this. Calculate the total interest. So simple interest is just P times R times T. So P is 750. The rate is 1.8% per year. And the time is 5 years. So 750 into 0.018 into 5. 67.5. This is the midpoint. The diagram shows the triangle ABC. M is the midpoint of AC. Triangle ABC is rotated 180 degrees about the center M. Okay, so this will come out somewhere here, 180 degrees on this side. The image and the original together form a quadrilateral ABCD. So it's going to look something like this then. What shape am I looking at? I've done the mathematical name. It looks like a parallelogram, of course. Okay. Find angle BAD. What's D? BAD. I want the entire angle. I think that should be simple. This should be 44. And I can easily find out that 180 minus 112 minus 44. 24. So what's 24 plus 44? 68. That is the correct answer. Question number 6. It says Rama asks a group of students how they travel to school. Complete the table. So probability must add up to 1. Other should equal 1. 0.11. There are 1800 students at school. Find the expected number of students. So expected number is just the probability multiplied by the number of observations that you're thinking about. Who walk to school? Walk is 0.32 times 1800. 576. Okay. Without using a calculator, so you first convert them into improper fractions. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 5 is 11. Divided by 11 over 15. Then you convert the division to a multiplication and say that this is what I have. And I can reduce this 3 times 2, 3 times 5. Answer as a mixed number. So 5 over 2 in a mixed number should be 4. So 2 whole 1 over 2. Find the highest common factor HCF of 48 and 80. Okay, so whenever you're finding the HCF, you start dividing just by the common numbers. Never take the uncommon ones when you're doing HCF. So 2 times 12 times 20 and 6 and 10, 3 and 5. So 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times is 16. Okay, find the positive value of y when p equals to 108 and w equals to 8. 81 over 4. Then you take a root. So you get 9 over 2 or 4.5. I have the vector AB and I want to find 3 times AB. So 3 times 7 times 7 and minus 3. So I should get 21 and minus 9. The magnitude of AB is just the x squared and the y squared. So 7 squared plus minus 3 squared. 49 plus 9, root of 58. I think that should be a completely fine answer if I just write root of 58. Let's check. Uh, it says I need to give a decimal number, so 7.62 answers have to be correct too. Three significant figures. A bronze sphere has a radius of 3.6. The density of a bronze is this. Density is mass over volume. Find the mass of the sphere, giving your answer in kilograms, correct to the nearest gram. Okay. So the volume of a sphere is 4 over 3 pi r cube. So I'm going to say that density is in grams, right? Grams per centimeter cube. Mass is what I don't know. And my volume in centimeters is 4 over 3 pi 3.6 cubed. And this is cross multiplied. It gives me 8.705 into 4 over 3 into pi into 3.6 cubed. Let's see if we get the correct mass, and then we're going to convert that into kilograms. 0.229. Convert that into kilograms because this is grams. So divide by 1,000, I get 1.57 kgs. It says nearest gram, so I'm going to say 1.573 kgs. Okay, it is already written there, so I should write that again. Yes, that is the correct answer. Oliver sent 22% more messages in June than in May. He sent 305 messages. It's always whenever you have an increase or a decrease, I teach us with the concept of a multiplier. A multiplier is 100 plus minus the change. So in this case, it's going to be 100 plus 22%, 100% plus 22%, so 122%. Then you always take the original, you multiply it with the multiplier, and you write down the final. The original is not known. The multiplier is 122%, and the final is 305. So x is going to be 250. Okay. The diagram y equals to 2x plus 1 is drawn on the grid. By shading the unwanted regions of the grid, find the labeled region R satisfies these inequalities. Okay. So first, let's talk about this region. I want to shade the unwanted region, so I want the region above it. So I'm going to just take this line and shade the region below it. And the reason is that the question says that you need to shade the unwanted regions so that you're left then with the wanted regions. Okay, so that's done. Then how do I draw this line? It's the line y equals to 1. Y equals to 1 should be a horizontal line at 1. We've done that in the last paper as well. What region is unwanted? The region below it is unwanted. So I'm going to again shade below this. Okay, so everything below it has been shaded. Okay, then this line is 4x plus 3y is less than 12. Remember that since it's just less than, it's going to be a dotted line. How do I draw this line? I will have to sketch it using x and y intercepts. For the x intercept, I'm going to put y as 0. So x comes out as 3. Let's mark 3 here. Okay. And for the y intercept, I'm going to do this and to 4. So this is the line, and I want this to be dotted, dashed. That's straight. Okay. Where do I want to stay? I want to stay in the region. It says less than, so I want to stay below this line. So the above region is unwanted. So I'm going to say 3y is this, and this is the region R. I hope that's the correct answer. Yes, that is indeed the correct answer. Uh, and you get marks for shading everything correctly. Then there's a box and whiskers plot. It says the box and whiskers plot shows the mass of this. Find the mass of the heaviest particle. So this is always the heaviest particle, heaviest weight that's there. And that looks like it might be, this is 3.25. So that might be 3.3. Find the interquartile range. So that's the upper quartile and that's the lower quartile. So the upper quartile looks like it might be 2.4. So 2.4 minus, that's 1.75, 1.8, 1.85. Or you can just count the boxes as well, honestly. So 0.55. Moving on to the next question, it says rearrange the formula to make D the subject. So you first remove the square root, you square both sides. So T square equals to 3D minus E. T square plus E equals to 3D. T square plus E divided by 3. Okay, then it says the cylinder have its height this, has a surface area of that. Calculate the volume of the cylinder. So the volume of the cylinder is pi r square h. But what do I have? I just have the height, which is 12.5, and I have the curved surface area. What is the formula for the curved surface area? It's 2 pi r h. So 1055 equals to 2 pi r and 12.5. Okay, so pi and pi cancel out, but let's see what this comes out. It's awkward sort of number. It's r equals to 4.2. So pi 4.2 squared times 12.5. That gives you 692.7. 693. Okay, moving on to the next question. Simplify indices. So 64 power 2 over 3 and 27 into 2 over 3. So that's 65 4 power 2 over 3. I think my calculator can tell me that. So it's telling me 16. And this comes out as 3 times 9. 9 times 2 is 18. So I 18. I can factorize the denominator. It's a difference of squares. So x minus 5 into x plus 5. So 1 over x plus 5. F is proportional to the product of MA. Calculate the percentage change in M when F when M is increased by 40% and A is decreased by 15%. Okay, so F right now is KMA. If I increase so original F is KMA. I'm going to tell you two different ways of doing this question. When M is increased by 40% and A is decreased by 85%. So M becomes 140% M, which means 1.4 M. And when A is decreased by 15%, it becomes 85% A or 0.85 A. So what is the new F? It's K times 1.4 M times 0.85 A. So I get 1.4 times 0.85. I get 1.19 kMA. So I have gone from kMA to 1.19 kMA. Can you do a percentage change formula? Final minus original divided by original. Okay. So 1.19 kMA minus 1 kMA is just 0.19 kMA over kMA, and I need to multiply this by 100. So that gives me 19%. You can also assume numbers and do all of this. Calculate the obtuse angle PRQ. PRQ. So I have an angle opposite side. I want to find an angle. I have the opposite side. So I'm going to use the sine rule and say the sine theta over 18 equals to sine 42 over 18.5. Sine theta equals to 18 sine 42 over 18.5. So theta equals to sine inverse of theta equals to 63.1. But that's not obtuse. What do? You subtract it from 180 because that is how sine works. This doesn't happen with cos. It happens with sine only. So 116.9 should be my final answer. Calculate the value of A, B, and C. Whenever you have such questions, what you simply do is you say that instead of trying to factorize this, we're going to do a comparison of terms on both sides. So let's do x plus A, and I multiply this. This becomes 2x squared plus 3x plus 4x plus 6. 2x cubed, bx squared, cx minus 18. So 2x cubed plus 3x squared plus 4x squared. That should have been 7x squared, but I haven't done that. And then when I start multiplying with a, I'm going to put it in the other line so that it becomes easier. 2ax squared plus 3x plus 3ax. Actually, I should have added first and then multiplied this. Let's do that. You just start multiplying now. So 2x cubed plus 7x squared plus 6x. When you multiply with a, try to write it in the other line so that it's easier for you to figure out which numbers are being added together. Okay, 6a. So when you've done that, what happens is you start comparing. Your first term should equal the first term here. Is that valid? Yes, that's valid. So the second term should also equal the second term. Your second term is a combination of two terms. The second term on the other side is also a combination of another unknown. So 7x squared plus 2ax squared should equal bx squared. Okay. X squared is common and I'm not interested in the value of x squared, so I can take a common and cancel it out. So 7 plus 2a should equal b. That's one equation. Okay. I know that if I have two unknowns, I should have simultaneous. So let's look at the other one. Okay. So I get 6x plus 7ax equals to cx. Again, x is common, so I'm going to cancel that out and say that 6 plus 7a should equal c. What is my last term? It's 6a, and there I have 8 minus 18. So 6a should equal minus 18. A should therefore equal minus 3. When I have a, I can calculate both b and c. So minus 21 plus 6 gives me minus 15, and b should equal 1. So 1 minus 15, sorry, 1 minus 3 and minus 15. Okay, so a long question, you need to understand how to do this, and that's the only way of doing this. You're not required to do cubic equations otherwise. Going on to question number 21, it says the diagram shows a cuboid this, M is the midpoint of HG, calculate BM. Okay. So B to M is the midpoint of HG, so this should be 7. What's the easiest way to do this? This should be 8. I can cut this cuboid into 2 and say that this is then the super Pythagoras theorem where I'm, sort of looking at a diagonal. So a diagonal is just root of 5 square plus 8 square plus 7 squared. Okay, in any case, I would have had to create this cuboid that I've cut down here and said that I would first calculate this and then use that to then apply a Pythagoras theorem. But I've done things directly and come up with the final answer. When you have the super Pythagoras theorem, you travel in all three directions and then come up with one final answer. Okay, so I have root of 138, which should be 11.7. It's actually 11.75. So if I'm making a line there, I should be careful.